Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Precious Braid, the natural girl. So this was on the 1st of January 2023. My mother woke me up early in the morning. Like when I mean early in the morning, I mean like around 4 a.m. to start preparing to start cooking. So I started with preparing things for the rice, the fried rice. We had fried rice on Christmas Day. We also had fried rice on New Year Day. So I was preparing the things for the rice while I was also drinking my hot water to ease me of the cough and cold. So at this point I had parboiled the rice and I'm washing it into the pot I'll use in pre-cooking the rice before adding the fried rice vegetables inside. Yeah, you had to pre-cook the rice. See, it's still very dark outside to tell you how early this woman woke me. Oh, then I had to change my clothes because I poured water on my clothes, so it was wet. I had to change to this very comfortable housewear. So I'm going to add water and add a little bit of add a little bit of ingredients, spices. So inside the pot here now I have the meat stock, the chicken stock inside. I added a little bit of salt, a little bit of seasoning cubes to make sure that it's ready, and then I set it on the electric stove. Luckily there was light, so I didn't have to use the gas. These are the ingredients for the fried rice. I have carrots. I have okay, that's the meat stock inside. I have carrot, green pepper, onions, spices, and then liver. I use liver to cook my rice to add a little bit of taste to it. My fried rice is usually very moisture. It's moisture. It's not moist. It's not dry. So I'm going to fry the ingredients with a little bit of oil before I turn it into the pot of rice and then set it on the electric stove for it to simmer for a little time. It's going to be on low heat, so it's not going to get burnt, or it's not going to get burnt and then the rice is still hard. It's not tender enough to eat. Why my mom actually woke me up early because she wanted us to go to the village. I've not been to the village for like it's been long ago. It's been more than 12 years I went to the village. After the death of my grandma, there was no point going to the village. My mom goes every now and then, my brother goes every now and then. So before New Year Day, yeah, 13 years before New Year Day, she told me she would like me to follow her to the village. So I said okay, I'm going to plan it. So that's why she woke me early to cook, in order for us to take food to the village to go and give my brother, who has been in the village building the family house, and also give to my uncle, who has been there, and one of my cousin that stays with my brother in the village there, to build the house. You get? So that was why this woman had the mind to wake me up very early. Telling you, that's why she had the mind to wake me up very early to start preparing. So this is my rice. My rice is ready now. It's very, very delicious. It's very delicious, very, very delicious and tasty. I like spice. I like when my food is spicy, so it's a little bit spicy. So after preparing the salad, this is the one I'm going to add to the food for the one we are going to eat and for our journey to the village. Yeah, this is my mom's own, my friend's own. My own is just little. I usually do not eat in the morning, as at this time it was already daybreak, so you can see the brightness from outside. My mom is already dressed, waiting for her food. So I served her the food. Did you notice that she's wearing one of the birthday gowns I got for her? I served her her food. While she was eating, I went and collected my own, very small. There's no salad. I didn't want to eat salad. I only had mine with that zobo drink. I had mine with zobo drink and water. So at this point, I'm done eating. I've had my bath. I went to have my bath, came back, dressed up, getting ready, I'm trying to put my brows in place, because if I don't do this, they'll just be all wild. This is what I call my makeup, very simple makeup. I'm applying my lip gloss. I use Blue Seal as my lip gloss, and I also use Blue Seal as my body cream this period because it's dry. It's a Hamatan season here, so I'm ready, and I'm calling our Uber driver. Not Uber, Bolt. Called our boat driver. I was talking to him on the phone. The first one told me he's very fast. I had to cancel the ride and called another one. So this one, the one I called later, came and called me and said he is there. So this is my phone ringing, him telling me that he is there. So I had to still give him direction apart from what the map is showing him. So I had to call my mom and tell her to come out, that the boat driver is here. Still talking to him on the phone, beckoning on my mom to come, let's go. So finally she came out, and then the boat driver actually went to a wrong turn. He entered another street instead of my street, so he had to reverse back. And conveyed us to our destination. And one funny thing about this whole journey that day was that the map, I don't know if it's peculiar to just boat driver or that's what happens to every private taxi you call. The price they showed me on the app is different from what I showed him. The price they showed me on the app is quite different from what I paid him, and I couldn't argue because that's what he's showing on his own app, and even my own app, as a matter of fact. But when I booked him, it was just 1,300 naira. When we got to Abonima Wharf, where we are going to enter the boat, that was when he now told me 1,700. And I'm like, how? He said that is what the app is showing. I'm like, geez, but the app, when I booked the ride, the app showed me 1,300. Well, I didn't want to argue. There is no point arguing. So I just paid him the 1,700 naira. So this is our journey. Past the Port Harcourt Mall, the government house. We also passed the High Court. Now we've entered Abunima Wharf Road. That is the Wharf Road. We're going to the wharf right now. We got to the wharf, came down, went over to get our tally. Usually you get tally, so you know your turn, and then you know the boat. All the boats are numbered. They all have their driver standing by. So you have to get your tally. Each of you will get your tally, pay for the boats, and then you wait for any available boats to come. We actually took the wrong turn. This place is for another community, so we had to move over to that side. See my mom walking over to where my community pay for their own tally. So this is the wharf, so we have to turn and go over to this other side. That was where we paid for the tally. I couldn't video it because it has to do with cash, and I didn't know if the people will be comfortable with me videoing them while they are carrying out their duties. So I didn't video that part. So right now we've paid for our tally, and this is what the sea looks like. This is a boat that just arrived from another community. The one you're seeing now is from Bakana. This one you're seeing now is from Bakana. That is the community I'm going to. The other one came from a neighboring community. The one at the left came from a neighboring community. So we are waiting for the boat. This guy, he's not from my community, but he's going. We have lots of strangers there. So at this point we've paid, and I'm about entering the boat to go sit down. If you've never entered the boat before on this open sea, you're going to get scared. I remember my first experience. I was so scared. Then I was much younger. In fact, I cried. Look at these little children. They are not even scared. They are on the boat with their grandma, 2 girls and their little brother. They're on the boat with their grandma. Their grandma is taking them to the village to go and meet their mom. I don't even know how I got the courage to make this video while on the boat, because I thought the driver was going to yell at me to stop making videos, or my mom was going to scold me to stop making videos so my phone doesn't drop into the river, because if it does, bye-bye to it. There is no getting it back. But I was courageous enough and careful enough. That's the driver to our back. So we are going, and these are the little children. They're supposed to give them life jackets, but since the life jacket was not enough and we have 1 or 2 persons who can swim, they had to stay in between me and my mom. Then their grandma held their little brother. These children were not scared at all. They were not scared. In fact, look at them. these kids, they were not scared. Something flew into my eyes because the breeze is much. Look, all of them squinting their eyes, including me squinting my eyes because the wind is much. So at this point, we've gotten to the community, gotten to Bacana. This is the Bacana jetty. You will notice that we all rose our hand up at every interval, like 5 times before we got to the community, because we have naval officers on the sea for protection against sea piracy. If not for their intervention, man, I don't think anybody would have been able to live in this community, because the sea piracy on the sea was too much. So we had to raise our hand up at every interval, apart from the driver. So this is the army, this is the jetty, and that's the army post. That is where the army they stay. This small building you're seeing by the right is actually the community toilet. they defecate into the water. That is what the setting is like. So this is the community Bacana. After we came down from the boat, right from the jetty, this girl sitting right here used to be my classmate back then. So I saw her, we hugged, and then while we were going to my compound, I saw my uncle, who I haven't seen for a very long time. We hugged and we talked. This place was not like this as at when I left my community, because I had my early primary education here. Now the community town hall, look at it, this is the community town hall, it's starred, and that building in front of the yellow canopy is the Amayanabo of Bacana. That is his meeting point, like that is his hall. This place is Sekapo. It's for the traditional worshippers. This is where they carry out all of their traditional things. So as I was going back, we left that place and we are going to our community. I saw that fine little albino girl. She said hi to the camera. She's so fine. And I told her, you're fine. She just smiled at me because she doesn't know me, you know. So we are walking to my compound. You see the big house my uncle, who is in Obodo Yubo, built. 3-story building all at once. This is our community, but it has modern houses and old houses as well. So this is our community. Every community has a signpost indicating this is Onyoku Polo, that is Onyoku compound. These 3 graves indicate the elders of the family. They are buried in front of the house, and it's going to be there forever and ever. So this is a big house my uncle in Obodo Yubo built for the family. One for the family, one for himself. That was my cousin who gave food to. We are going to the backyard. This compound, before the houses were broken down, it was mud houses, because that's how it is in the community. Mud houses with zinc roof, you know, and also had a well. That's where we get our clean water. This community is made up of salt water, surrounded by salt water. Is an island, but the miraculousness of God is that the well in this community is of fresh water. We used to have well in my compound. Now this one I'm showing, we used to have well, but the well was blocked because my uncle dug a borehole, and this borehole doesn't only serve us, it also serves the community. As many people that desire to fetch water, they just come to fetch. Some no longer use their well, they just come to fetch our own water. So this is what my uncle built. This is my brother. After we gave him this food, he is eating his chicken. After which I went to look for my friend. This is my childhood friend. We grew up together. She now has a child. She has 2 children. So she asked for my number and I was giving her my number. We actually talked about a whole lot of things, and she came to touch me. She was like, see, you're still very slim, like he never even added. I'm like, you've added weight now. She's like, childbirth. So she was oh my god, it's been long since I saw her. She kept calling me, when are you coming, are you not coming, you know. So finally we see, that's how we play. So this is me on top of our house, our village house. Very fine house my uncle built. So while in the village, customers were calling me, they need this, they need that. I'm like, oh, I traveled though. On the 1st of January, I traveled. I went to my community. So this little girl is my cousin. She was trying to show me places from the balcony here. Then she asked for my phone. I gave her the phone. So at this point, my mom had gone. We didn't go with her. It was around 5 p.m. we left the community for the jetty. So this is the well that we used to have, but this one is for another compound. That is their source of water, their source of drinking water, cooking water, or if you can afford pure water, you buy pure water. One pure water in this village is 50 naira. Now this is the jetty. This is my community jetty, Bacana jetty. When we go here, see crowd, the whole people here want to go back to the village that same day. That girl on white, her name is English. This is their toilet. Her name is English. While taking pictures, I stood in front of the Sekiapo. That is the community elders, their town hall, where they carry out all of their numerous cleansing activities. One girl came and told me not to get close, that is here, not to pass that place, because they will charge me, they will find me a goat. So I was very careful. When I got there, after everything, I slept. This is my sleeping face. All right, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.